because the election itself was not conducted in a manner that most Nigerians expected to be conducted. So if anything like this has happened, if people are calling for this kind of undemocratic means of government, is because the agency that's supposed to conduct elections did not meet the requirement, the expectation of the people.
Hello my country people, how on a day? Thank you all for tuning in into this our channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on the location where you watch us from. This our channel now they talk about news and politics. We react to videos what they happen for inside our country concerning politics. My people, you got this video when I want to make we all watch together. Very interesting. But before we go watch this video, if you meet us for the first time, never subscribe to this our YouTube channel, I beg make you like, share, help us to subscribe to this our YouTube channel so that you could get every latest update when we say it date time. So my people, make we watch this video together, and at the end of the video make you leave what you think concerning this video, and I will see una at the end of the video to leave my own thoughts within I take. So my people, make we watch this video together.
Chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Alhaji Yabaji Sani, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
So you've seen the part of that statement which I'd like our viewers to take a look at again. And the DSS has restated what its fears are. It says that it's gathered enough intel to tell the nation what is in plan of the sleeves of those who that he said that those who are mischievous in their ways. That's how the DSS described them. They said these planners in their meetings have weighed various options, which include amongst others to sponsor endless violent mass protests in major cities to warrant a declaration of state of emergency. Another is to obtain frivolous court injunctions to forestall the inauguration of new executive administrations and legislative houses at the federal and state levels. How did this come to you in the first place, Alhaji Abajisani?
Well, to say the least, is an embarrassment, really, because I believe that the DSS, the constitutional, the agency that is in charge of gathering intelligence and then passing intelligence to other agencies that are supposed to take action, and I don't think it serves the purpose of this country for the DSS to come and make these pronouncements in the manner they're making it. What would have made sense to us is that so person is involved, so person has been arrested or is under interrogation or whatever action has been taken. But okay, what do we do as politicians or as citizens of the country? We can't do nothing.
Could it be politicians behind this?
Nobody's above the law.
No, I'm saying, could it be politicians?
Yes, they say key players in the.
So it's likely to be politicians.
But whoever the person is, if they know that the person is doing something that is untoward to democracy, that will scuttle what we are all this process, I think the sensible thing to do or the lawful thing to do is to take back the person into custody, ask him questions. They could come out and say that, well, so person has been found to be in this, and we have asked questions, he has been released or whatever it is. But to make these, pronouncements to further create some kind of tension, some kind of, crisis, that as if we are not in control of the situation, it does not really meet the requirement of what I believe,
Let's assume something here, Alhaji Abajisani. Yes. You are a key opposition voice in this country.
Yes.
You are the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council.
Yes.
If there is an arrest of a key political figure within this period, do you think it could raise more tension rather than putting out the information? I'm just looking at the options that the DSS may have weighed.
Yes.
If you arrest these persons, it may create more tension in the land.
Yes.
Okay, let's manage the communication and put the information out there to be able to kill that idea. What between that and this one that you said, which one would have caused more harm?
Well, each one has its own advantage and disadvantage. All I'm saying is don't just take somebody and then lock the party. I'm not saying locking up anybody, but it may serve the purpose of deterrent. If you mention that this person, although I had them mentioned in the reports that the DSS, whether DSS or the reporter was just quoting that Deti Baba Ahmed said something that the president's election not be sworn in. So are they talking about Deti Baba Ahmed? And I don't think the law enforcement officer should shy away from their responsibilities to demonstrate that nobody's above the law. That's the point I'm trying to make. I know that if you start arresting like you said, opposition politicians, it will send a wrong signal. Maybe to some people they will say maybe it's witch hunting and then what have you. But in case, look at what happened in the United States in January 6 when Trump wanted to interfere with the process of inauguration of Biden. Something happened. They took action. So I I believe that as much as we give, we commend the effort of the DSS, but I think they should go beyond that, because I as a citizen, what can we do? We can only say, okay, maybe we are in trouble, and then what do we do? So this democracy is too precious, and if there's anybody that should protect and then really advance the cause of democracy, it is the agencies that are put in place to do just that. We have them. The police are there, the DSS, like we said, is there. Even the presidency, they have a role to play, because every agency that we are talking about, they are under the presidency. So perhaps, I don't know, maybe time has come for Mr. President to say something, to rather reassure.
Alaji Sani, that this is not the first time we are hearing interim government. Before the election,
yes,
there were those talks. Those who said that there are plans by some elements in the country that elections should not hold in February. Yes. And their plans and ultimate agenda is to cause an interim government and to cause chaos in the land.
Yes.
And this is coming up again.
Yes, it's coming up again because the election itself was not conducted in a manner that most Nigerians expected to be conducted. So if anything like this is happening, people are calling for this kind of undemocratic means of government, is because the agency that's supposed to conduct elections did not meet the requirement, the expectation of the people, and they raised the expectation of Nigerians too high, and they deliver so little. So this is why, and then nobody, like the DSS or the police or somebody, has come out on the side of the people to say that what these people did is not right. Maybe it hasn't gotten to that, but the point, I'm not in any way supporting the interim, government or whatever undemocratic, system you want to bring to play. But there is responsibility that everybody in the system, supposed to be accountable for, and in our own case as Democrats, we don't want anything that will scuttle what we are doing. Let the process take its course. Yeah. It's now before the courts. Let the courts come out and do the needful. That is, educate, and we are saying the courts should not rely on technicalities, because technicalities does not make any sense to an average Nigerian. What it tells Nigerians is that you are trying to hide something, or you are trying to compromise, or favor somebody, in a way that is not in tune with the expectation of the people.
Let me bring back Mr. Bukati into the conversation. The same question I asked Mr. Sani here on the issue of interim government. This is not the first time that it's coming up. It came up before the election. Now he's raising its head again. He's rearing its head again. What could be behind this interim government concept and idea that it keeps coming back? And perhaps how do we deal with it permanently?
Let's be very clear, Sean. An interim government is illegal, is unconstitutional, and has no basis in our laws whatsoever. Like I said on the top, our constitution is very clear under section 1 that nobody can rule Nigeria, can be the president of Nigeria or any part of Nigeria, unless through the constitutional means. And the only means contemplated by the constitution is an election. No authority in Nigeria has been empowered by law to institute an interim government, whether president or even the courts. No one has this authority. And I was shaking my head when Mr. Sani was making a statement that appears to justify this call for interim government, saying INEC did not do what it should do, that they raised people's expectations. I agree with him completely that there were issues in the last elections, and INEC should learn lessons from that, and that our court should do the right thing by listening to all parties and giving a fair judgment. But let's be clear, let's not say anything that will justify anything that is released in that DSS statement. We cannot, as Democrats, mince words in condemning any use of unconstitutional ways to institute any kind of government, whether interim or whatever. And therefore, I think Alhaji Sani should revisit his justification. It's completely untenable. This cannot hold water, and it is dangerous.
Well, I'll allow Alhaji Sani to respond, but I'd like to also, because Alhaji Sani mentioned about the approach of the DSS in the manner in which they've released this statement. He believes that it's causing more tension in the land, and I threw up another scenario that could be possible: either arrest some of these elements, which he has laid a background that there's a possibility that these people could be politicians that are planning this. So if there is an arrest of some element, political element in the country, that's an option. How much of damage and hurt that this could be to our already tensed polity, and compared to what the DSS has done today, if you weigh those options, what do you make of the approach of the DSS and these scenarios?
Look, the release of this statement from the DSS, I completely agree, is going to cause tensions in Nigeria, and tensions are already high. And I am sure it's going to send shockwaves throughout the country. I was shocked to read that statement and to learn that there are Nigerians who are planning to use to use unconstitutional ways to disrupt our democracy. That's completely unacceptable. The only two possible rationales for the DSS releasing this statement is, number one, for those who are planning to know that the DSS is putting an eye on them. And you know, when people are unscrupulous, people are planning illegal activity, they would think nobody knows what they are doing. But the DSS coming forward with this statement will send them a warning signal that, look, we are being watched and we will be dealt with seriously if we continue with this plan. Number two, I think that the DSS wants to alert Nigerians, because all of us as Nigerians have a duty, we have a responsibility to protect our democracy and to ensure that there is peaceful transfer of power come 29th May 2023. And so perhaps the DSS is warning Nigerians that this is about to take place. Be vigilant and to report anything that you may see that is untoward, so that we may take action. And so my call to Nigerians is to be vigilant, is to be wary, but not to be wary, but not panic or cause anything or take any step that would exacerbate the situation further. Watch out. If you saw anything you are not clear about, report it to the relevant authorities so that they may take action.
So I mean, one will also consider whether or not the DSS has, because in this kind of scenario, you will wonder that these kind of elements will have cleared their tracks so much if they know that if they are caught, it's going to be because the implications, according to him who is a lawyer, has said that it's treasonable, and I mean the penalties are very severe. So I mean, allow you to respond to what
Mr. Booker is saying. You should understand the fact that I am the chairman of all the national chairman of political parties, and I must state the truth, the fact as it is, because some of my members are affected by the way that INEC conducted these elections. Did not go down well with some of the parties, but for good reasons. So I cannot claim that I'm not aware of that. So, and you asked the question, why are people now asking for alternatives? And I said, this democracy is so precious to us, we cannot sacrifice it under any circumstance at all. That I'm not in any way supporting people calling for interim government or whatever other forms of illegal system, of government in the country. But the fact of the matter is that when democracy fails, like I always say, we the politicians, political parties, were the first casualties. But the biggest losers are the people themselves. So this is why I am saying that we are not for anything near entering. And that's why I even cited the case of the United States. Trump is still, battling with what he did, which was undemocratic, when Biden was about to be inaugurated or confirmed as the president of that country. So no Democrat will ever support anything that is outside the process that we have, which is ongoing already. But the truth must be told so that corrections can be effected. That's why I'm saying that when you ask a reason, why are people looking outside democracy, for solutions? Because the system put in place, the umpire did not deliver. And my people are suffering under that kind of shabby, arrangement that we had. If I don't say it, who else will say it? Do you think that is not free and fair? Well, free and fair, but then people are the promise that you are going to upload, the system, immediately after the election. The votes are cast and counted. Did not take place, and it was selective. So this is the reason why people are not, in any way,
for that presidential election. I guess that's what you're making reference to. How would you rate INEC, for example, 10 being the highest?
How do I rate INEC? I think I wait until after they finish but
you are talking about the manner in which you go, and you said members of the IPAC or political party leaders were not happy. So in that regard, compared to elections, this is not the first time you have been a presidential candidate. You contested in the past. Compared to, don't let us go too far, 2015, 2019. How would you rate the conduct and the activities of INEC in this election, particularly on the presidential election? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. How would you rate?
How I rate is that if you look at the fact of the matter that the same Mahmoud Yakubu conducted the 2019 elections, so he must have acquired some experience, isn't it? And we had from that time until now, and so much money, about $400 billion, the naira, was invested in this election. We have technological advancements, that innovations that were brought. People were told that this thing will work. It didn't work. So that is the problem. So the fact of the matter is that if you ask me, that if zero is the delivery was zero as far as the expectation was concerned. So how do I rate that kind of performance? So the only thing that the saving grace is that this democracy is so elastic that all the mistakes can be corrected. Because it has that robust environment for us to do it.
Let's